Alrighty, we are on Johnny Salami and we're in the 100 Rads bar. Okay, so we're going to talk to Curie. He's over here behind the bar. I heard a few clans are recruiting to fill their ranks. Duty Freedom Covenant and the Mercenaries. Can you be more specific? I have some questions about the clans. What can you tell me about, let's just say the Mercenaries? Unprincipled predators that care first and foremost of their own profit. They make themselves out to be a restricted club for elites, but recently they started taking on new recruits. Either they're worried about Covenant activity or they decided to expand their own zone of influence. What can you tell me about the Covenant? To be honest, those guys scare me a little. They've created a cult for themselves. The main idea is the zone is part of God's plan. Any person who infringes upon it is committing a terrible sin. They seem ready to fight everyone, and they could easily get away with it. Their leader, Metropolitan, is a pretty charismatic guy. He's attracted a fair number of people to his side. I think I've asked everything I want to know. I want to join one of the clans. I'm ready to join a clan. And I'm going to join Covenant because that's who I sided with during the story mission on this guy. And it's probably who I'm going to stay with, to be honest. I don't know why they get a 10% resource extraction. That may be because they're the under-saturated one. But start joining. Now that gives you a new quest. Talk with Father Lucian, who is over here. Part of the Covenant. Sounds interesting. What's in it for me? You can clearly talk gibberish, but how about I ask you to get to the point? We're a strong clan, establish ourselves in a separate base. We follow the bidding of our leader. Weapons, enemies, and goals. Perhaps. I want to join Covenant. He says he's pleased to hear about my willingness, but it needs to be backed up by action. You'll need to undertake a pilgrimage. Say what? You're talking crap again. Instead of giving me concrete information, are you trying to say that I need to visit some holy places? And he's going to mark selections for us to go to. Well, that sounds weird, but it could be interesting. And that completes Covenant Recruiter, and we get the quest, The Pilgrimage. Peace and suffering. I think I'll have to remember that phrase. Thanks, Father Lucian. See you again. And we got to go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 different commandments, which are all over the place. Like there's one down in the swamps, there's one over in the Cordon, one in Aggro, one in the dump, one in the pit, one in the factory, Dead City, and Fool's Path. So we essentially just have to run all the way back to the beginning and make our way all the way back up. So I'm gonna run all the way back down to the swamp, and I'll see you guys here in a second. The first shrine is going to be in the church that you have to come and talk to Jaundice at if you are a stalker. It's going to be northeast of Adamant's HQ and southwest of where it actually says the swamps. Are we looking for something? What are we doing? Oh, there we go. That's the first commandment. It's going to be in the stack of papers to the left of the shrine. So, first one's done. Second one is going to be in the Cordon. Do I have anything I care about losing? Not really. A little bit of a sepulchre. So the second shrine is going to be in the Cordon, and it's going to be over by where you meet Bullet. So, essentially, if you're looking at the map, it's going to be either northeast of where it says the Cordon or northwest of the Cordon Dark Valley entrance. So I'm going to run over there, and I'll see you guys here shortly. We're pretty close to where we need to be. It might be in this bio area, it looks like. No, it is. So it's going to be down here, which is bio 1, by the way. It's going to be in this wooden crate to the right of the shrine. And you get the second commandment. Next up is going to be Agriprom. Yep. Tactical unalive. I don't feel like running all over the place. The third shrine is going to be in the facility to the north, like just to the northeast of where it says Agriprom on the map. So I'm going to run over there and I'll see you guys here shortly. We are at the third shrine. The third shrine is going to be in this greenhouse. Right here. And it's going to be in the small backpack behind the altar. That's the... Oh, actually, this is the fourth shrine. I'm sorry. That is the fourth one. Where's the third one? Oh, I did them out of order. I apologize. The fourth shrine is in Agriprom. The third shrine is in the dump. So that's where we're heading next, is to the dump to get the third one. So I did those kind of out of order. I thought this was the third one, and the one in the dump was the fourth one. It's actually flip-flop. The fourth one is in Agriprom. The third shrine with the third covenant is in the dump. So I'm going to head there now, and I will see you guys shortly. Alrighty, we're pretty close to where we need to be in the dump. I'm not really sure where the shrine's at. We're going to find it together. But it's somewhere just to the north, almost directly north of where the... Oh, I know where it's at. Never mind. I remember seeing it when I jumped down there. I'm sorry. It's going to be to the northeast of the digger base. And if you're a bandit, it's where you go for Varyag's quest at some point. It's going to be down here. There's going to be a stack of papers to the left. That is the third covenant. So that is 4 out of the 8. We're halfway there. Now the fifth one is going to be, I'm assuming, in the pit, because you have to go through the pit for the most part to get to the factory. So it's either the fifth or the sixth one is going to be in the pit. We're going to hit the pit, and then we're going to go up to the factory, reset our spawn there. So regardless of if it's the fifth or the sixth one, that's where we're going first, is to the pit. And the one in the pit is going to be just to the north of the Agriprom pit transition zone. So I'm going to run there, and I'll see you guys here shortly. All right, we are in the pit, and the covenant here is going to be in the church where the military camp spawns, and there just happens to be one there. So I got to clear it out real fast. It's going to be where the boss spawns, and it's going to be the actual desk here. And that's going to be the 5th, so it was the 5th covenant. The 6th covenant is going to be at the bar, and it's going to be on the way back. I actually ran past it a few times while I was farming pickles, so I know exactly where that one's at. I will see you guys once we make it back. All right, we're at the bar, and it's going to be this door right here, which is, if you do any pickle farming, you probably know where this is. And it's going to be the small backpack on the bed here, and that's the 6th covenant. And it's essentially just straight west of the Bandit entrance. Now the next one is going to be up in the Dead City. So I'm going to go and reset my spawn to the bar, and then we'll head over there and I'll see you guys in. All right, we're in the Dead City. So we're in the Dead City. It's going to be out front here at the library where you go for 2 of the books for Iceman's Quest. Just straight south of where it says the Dead City. And there's going to be a small backpack to the right of the shrine. That is the 7th covenant. And all we have left is the one in the Fool's Path, which is going to be directly north of where it says the Fool's Path. So I am going to run all the way up there, and I'll see you guys here in a second. All right, we're up in the Fool's Path. The last shrine is going to be in the upstairs area in this large backpack. And now we get the quest, the Hegumen? I don't know how you pronounce that. Whatever that is. And that completes the quest, the Pilgrimage. And like I said, there on the west side of this building, there's going to be a ladder coming up, and it leads you up top here to where the other shrine is. Now we just have to go to the actual Covenant base, which is underground in the Fool's Path. So I'm going to run down there, and I'll see you guys here in a second. Alrighty, we are in the Covenant base now. We're going to be talking to this guy, Hegumen, whatever his name is. He's sitting at the bar right here in front of Metropolitan. I am, and I've completed my pilgrimage. I visited all the shrines and collected the Covenant writings. I've trekked across the entire zone to complete my pilgrimage. Isn't that enough to prove my determination? Okay, I understand. So tell me, what do I do next? What's this new quest? You sent one spy and he went missing, and now you want to send me in after him and hope that I have more luck? How will I find him among the mercenaries? Great, and if they've already caught and exposed him, then they'll bust me on the spot as an accomplice. Now there's a plan as reliable as a Swiss watch. And that completes his quest, and we get Whispering Among Unbelievers. I'll come back when I'm done. And apparently we're just going to the base, which is the mercenary base. So I'm going to run over to the mercenary base. Is there a way to come up right under it? Oh, this one brought me right up to the mercenary base. Nice. So let's run up in here. See if we can't find this guy. Looking for a Mitya Whisper. Hanging around with Schneider. And that's going to be over there. So Schneider's going to be right here on the map, bottom southwest corner-ish. Looking for Mitya. Mueller and Romeo gave some of the new recruits a mission. Do you know where they were sent? So that ends Whispering Among Unbelievers, and we get Searching for Mitya, which is going to take us... Oh, it's not too far. It's just to the northwest of here. So let's run up there and see where he's at. It is very close by the mercenary base. So here's a body right here on the map. Just to this, pretty much to the west of the little center dot. Oh, it's him. I don't know that the mercenaries could heal themselves using Covenant prayers. Calm down, you're Mitya. Chill out. Hegumen sent me. He wants a report. You haven't been in contact for a while. Do you need help? What happened here? That's the zone for you in all its beauty. Okay, will do. You sure you don't need any help? And we get the report from him, and that completes Searching for Mitya, and we get the report for Hegumen. Just to the north of where he's at, there's a way back down into the underground. So we're going to take it and see where it puts us in relation to the base. Not very far. You know, the mercenary and the Covenant base are really close together. I mean, just one's underground and one's right above it, it seems like. We're back at Hegumen, whatever it is. I met him. He's okay, except he'd gotten into a bit of trouble. No, he's continuing his work. He asked me to give you this report. Thank you. How will I do that? And that gives us 5,000 plus 7,000 rubles and then 1,500 repair units, and completes the report for him. And now we get the quest Covenant Knowledge. And now we have to pass his exam. So we're going to tell him we're ready to take his test. Let's get started. Give the correct ending to this excerpt from the 5th commandment. There are no values other than your faith, your brotherhood, and your suffering. There are no values other than the divine words that comes from the lips of Metropolitan. Who are we according to the covenant's 8th commandment? We're slaves to our sins. According to the second commandment, what will the zone become when the time of the final judgment arrives, to which all people, both living and dead, will be summoned? The zone will be the only temple left, where all sinners will find redemption. So the second one. According to the Lord's warning on the fourth commandment, in what order will the unrighteous arrive in the zone? First, they come by fanatics, next to the greedy, and then the false saviors. So fanatics, greedy, then false saviors. According to the sixth commandment of the covenant, each of us should seek support from our brothers, from the teachings of Metropolitan, and in what else? In your own suffering. According to the seventh commandment, what call do the blessed heed? The call of the zone. What did the Lord say to people according to the first covenant commandment? Now you shall suffer. He didn't say any of this shit. I'm going to say suffer from henceforth, because none of those is anything he said in that first one. How is Metropolitan described in the third commandment? Thrice rejected, thrice persecuted, and thrice betrayed by people, but never once betrayed by the Lord. And the last question is, I'm going to do the one with all the exclamation points, or the dots. And that gives you 14,000 rubles. And that passes the test, so those were the correct answers. Accept me into the covenant. And we have now joined a subfaction. Peace and suffering, what now? Thank you, then it's time for me to get my bearings in the base. See you around. So we are now a part of a subfaction. So if I go to my character thing, it should show me as a, Covenant member Johnny Salami. So that is the main quest for joining the Covenant subfaction as a bandit. I'm not going to be picking up any of these quests yet. I mainly wanted to join the faction so that I can farm this zone up here without having to run all the way back from the bar every time I die. I'm really close to being done farming materials for the full blue set of weapons. I've only got these things left, which are up in the northern area, like the northern moss. I need remains of batteries, gamma data fragments, and a little bit of dope stone, but I'm really close to being done with every blue weapon that's craftable from the bar. So if this video helped you out joining the Covenant, go ahead and drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Sorry that it's taken me a little bit of time to get the all blue weapons in the bar area video out, but when you see the amount of materials I had to farm, you'll probably understand why it's taken a while. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a good one, and I will catch you all in the next video. You guys take it easy.